Get ready for Prophets and Ballers, where politics are a passion, sports are a living, and God is a given.
Hey! Come on now, fellas! We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go!
Welcome back to another episode of Prophets and Ballers. And boy, do we have a treat for you. A long timer. All of you guys have been emailing us, writing us, even DMing us that when is he going to come on the show again? And here is the legendary from betonline.ag, the legendary Dave Mason. Yeah. No, thank you. You know what? Let's just get right into it. Dave, what is going on? They're telling us it's a quarterbacks league. It's an offensive league. All these penalties have been put in place, but yet 62% of the games have been going under. Is that just bad football? Is that good defense? Can you try to explain the best that you can? Why are we seeing so many unders? And it's not like the games are going under 50. A lot of these lines are low. And last night, the public jumped on the under at some spots. Looking at the Raiders and the Jets, two anemic offenses. So what do you think about that? A 61.5% clip on the unders.
First of all, yeah, it's a quarterback league, but a lot of these quarterbacks are horrible. I mean, there's just some bad quarterback play out there. I mean, the Jets, right? Giants, Panthers, Raiders, Bears, Steelers, Titans. I mean, it's just, how can you put points on the board with some of those? Like, I mean, the Steelers are a great example. I mean, how the hell is that team 6-3? I'll never know. I mean, they've been outgained in every game this season, but they're 6-3.
They're
That
6
is
and
just
3 outgained.
I mean, you know, Tomlin, he gets, people criticize him for his X's and O's, but all that dude does is win. I mean, he's finished over 500 every darn year, and this is a prime example. It's just how the heck is that team? But their defense is very good, and Pickett can make some plays down the end of the game. He's pretty clutch in the fourth quarter. But again, horrible quarterback play. I mean, it's a quarterback driven league, but I mean, you still need talent. I mean, look at all the talented quarterbacks we've lost over the last 2 years. Brady, Rodgers, earlier this season, right? Even Russell Wilson, he was a machine a couple years ago, and then last year was horrible. This year's making a little bit of a comeback, I guess. But Deshaun Watson before all his issues, and so he had a good game yesterday, so maybe he's back. A guy like Joe Burrow, right? I mean, he's a stud, and then he got hurt. Slow start this year. He's coming on again, but so the quarterback plays one thing. What else? Defense always catch up to offenses. They may take them a while, but they'll eventually catch up. They're playing different defenses now. They're playing different style of defenses to reduce big plays. These defensive players, they're a lot more versatile than they once were. That's definitely a factor too. And a big factor is the refs. The games are getting. The defensive side of the ball looks like they're starting to get a much more friendly whistle. So I was reading some data earlier today about that. So that you put all these things together. Defense is different system. The quarterback play's been less than stellar. I mean, look, going to that quarterback play. Look at Mahomes. He's having another great year, but it's not that. The stats just aren't through the roof like they usually are, right? So those three factors, I think that's what pops out to me. Maybe I'm missing something, but those are the three biggest factors, if you ask me.
Yeah, and well put. That was really nicely articulated. You know what? Let's just stick with the quarterback talk. And Some might say this is crazy, but all I know is this team was 3-13 last year, and right now I believe they're sitting at 5-4. Can we say CJ Stroud is an MVP candidate?
I mean, why the hell not? I know we have him lower, or we have better odds or worse odds, I guess, on him than other competitors.
Can you tell us
That
your top three
well, for the
quarterback odds?
odds,
Yes.
we still have Mahomes 3-1 favorite, Jalen Hurts plus 350, and Tua plus 750, then Lamar Jackson plus 900. So yeah, but I mean, Stroud. I mean, how the hell can you not? Just what that kid's doing, and you look at his stats. It's not like he's winning ugly, right? I mean, he's putting up yards. He's second in the league in yards, I think, and he's 15 TDs, 2 interceptions. So, and just like you said, they have a winning record now, and I mean, how the hell can you not? It's a great story, that's for sure. It's a hell of a story, a fun story to watch.
Yeah, because on the contrary, you're right. The quarterback play has been awful. But then you have some. I wouldn't call Tua a surprise, but then you have players like Tua who proved everyone wrong. It looks like he's the
Right.
real deal. Um, and then uh, Brock Purdy, I mean, you can make a case that he's here, he's legit, he's going to have a long career barring injury, that he is the real deal. Um, so why would someone like Patrick Mahomes be the favorite over someone like a Brock Purdy who has better stats, or Tua who has better stats and in
Right.
first place? Why is Mahomes? I mean, and I get it. Going into the season, he gets the benefit of the doubt, but this year he's been, lukewarm.
Right. Now, for I mean, he's been very good, but for Mahomes, he's been less than good, I guess. Right? I mean, we just hold him to such a different standard, I guess, right, than anybody else. That's a good question. I'm a little surprised that Mahomes is the favorite with the numbers he's putting on the board right now. I think a lot of that is kind of projection too. We still have a long way to go. Um, we know Mahomes is going to be good the rest of the year as long as they stay healthy. We know the Chiefs are going to be at the top. So, that has factors into it as well. Meanwhile, the Dolphins have kind of fallen back a little bit, lost, two out of their last three. So are they as good as we thought they were 3 weeks ago? I mean, they pretty much beat up on a bunch of nobodies this year. The Chargers, I mean, they're half decent. Patriots win, Broncos win, Giants win, Panthers win, Patriots win. So how good is that Miami team? We still don't know. I mean, they're a fun story early in the season, but they're coming back down to earth. So that's correlated with Tua's odds too, right? I mean,
Sure.
if they beat, they lost to the Eagles and then the Chiefs 2 out of the last 3 weeks. If they win one of those games, then we're a lot more pro Dolphins, and Tua's odds would be more reflective of that.
Right, right, and that makes a lot of sense. In the on the other side of bad quarterback play, how are teams like the Raiders 5-5, teams
I
like the
don't know.
Steelers 6-3, teams like
Right.
the Colts 5-5? Basically, there's a lot of teams that are winning but awful quarterback play. And think I'm just coming back in a circle. You know,
Right.
is the level of football getting that bad, or is there something I'm missing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the level of football is getting that bad. It's
Okay,
just, I don't think so. I don't know. These things go in cycles too, and
true.
like I said, I think the defensive schemes have caught up to the new brand of football. That this whole new brand of football has been in place for since the last or the bargaining agreement in like 2010, where it was it became a lot more pass happy league, a lot rules a lot more lenient towards the passing game, offensive side of the ball, and it's kind of, I don't know, but the defensive schemes are catching up to that. The defensive coordinators are, different schemes to combat these, fantasy football stats that have been put up on the board, all these previous years, and now it's just coming back down to earth. I don't think there's one answer typically, but it's a combination of a different factors.
Yes, I just noticed, the teams that I just quickly said, Raiders, Steelers,
Right.
and Colts, the one thing they all have in common is a good running back.
Sure. And that's
So,
part of it too,
so,
right?
so
The
maybe the
defense is
running
always.
back game is coming back. And do you see, like you said, it goes in cycles. Do you see the running back becoming a major part of the offense again?
I hope. I mean, I kind of miss it, right? I kind of miss that
Yes.
old school smash 'em out football. You know, I mean, I love football, but the game is too much dependent on a quarterback. That kind of takes a lot of, how fun were some of those Super Bowl champs of the past, where they had those incredible defenses and a great running game, but just pretty much a game manager at quarterback. I guess that doesn't sell in today's game. Whatever the Ravens back in the day when they had that incredible defense, and who was it? Jamal Lewis pounding over people, and who was
Yes.
it? Trent Tilfer under center, and then the what others? Some other examples. The Buccaneers when they won it all, and Brad
Buccaneers,
Johnson
Brad
was under
Johnson,
center, and Giants have had what Hostetler and
the
Phil
Redskins,
Simms. I mean,
Mark
there's all sorts
Rippon.
of, yeah, there's all sorts. But is the game getting back to that? I don't think so. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, let's take the Steelers. I mean, they can sneak into the playoffs, but to really advance, you still there's you need that quarterback still. I mean, in today's game, yeah, it's been a little bit of regression to the mean, but end of the day, you're gonna. I mean, we still, last year or last February, you still had Patrick Mahomes there, and you still had Jalen Hurts, who had an incredible season last year. So, still need that big name quarterback. I think the old school team can only take you so far, but we'll see. It makes things interesting, but I don't know how good it is for ratings if you have any of those teams going too far, but they'll be exposed eventually.
Do you have a quick Dave Mason 1, 2, 3 power rating?
For what teams?
Yes, teams.
Oh man, not a quick one.
Doesn't have to be in order.
I still, you still got to go to Chiefs.
Okay.
Chiefs. I have to go my Eagles. I know they are 8-1, and people are saying, "Well, they're kind of winning ugly," but yeah, you know what? They're
They're
winning,
they're
and
8-1.
they have a hell of a schedule coming up, though. Man, they got
Oh,
some really tough games. They got
difficult
an absolute
schedule.
bear. So, but they end the season pretty easy, I think. So Chiefs, Eagles, and they play Monday night, which is great. And let's see. I'm still going to give the 49ers. I still have the 49ers 3, even though they had that little, drop a couple games in a row. But those are my top 3 teams right now.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a good list, and we'll see what happens with those teams. I wonder, it just seems Dallas, when they play
Yeah.
that big game against San Francisco, they got blown out. And then against Philly, they're right there, and they just find a way to lose the game.
Yeah.
Um,
They're right there. I mean, they're,
but they're
4 or
right
5.
there.
They're 4 or 5, them Ravens until yesterday, they kind of,
Yes.
but I guess Cowboys would be 4, Lions right there 5. I think they're the next 2. Ravens, Cowboys, Lions.
Yeah. lines you got to talk about. Folks, we're talking to Dave Mason from betonline.ag. Folks, I want to speak to you very clearly. This means a lot to me, and why you should respect and trust betonline.ag. I'll make it really quick. This is close to home where it's actually affected people we know. There are online sports betting sites that have been acting very sketchy. And I'll leave it at that. So just because you deposit money into a sports book, don't think that you're in the clear. That's why it's important you go to the names such as betonline.ag. No, they don't sponsor us. No, Dave doesn't sponsor us. I'm speaking from the heart right now. Just be careful out there. We don't want to see anyone get hurt, etc. So we'll move on from that. And I want to finish up with a $1 million question. I guess that's pun intended. Tell us about the $1 million basketball challenge between the women and the boys. Maybe we can come in and raise the pot. Who knows? Yeah, to make it happen.
Yeah, well, we saw Clay Travis, on Twitter came up with this idea. We just kind of, hop on the bandwagon. But Clay Travis, everybody knows Clay Travis, whether you love him or hate him, whatever. But it was kind of he just on his podcast or on tweets
Sure.
or something. He just mentioned how a team of high school state champion could beat the WNBA Las Vegas Aces, who just cut down the Nets not too long ago. The champs, congrats to them. And like everything today, it turns into a big controversy, and it turns into all sorts of talking points, and to me, it's just a question. It's like just a question: can they beat them? Yes or no? But of course, in today's world, it turns into some sexist, misogynistic kind of
Political,
talking
yeah,
point, political.
shenanigans.
It's just crazy, right? It's an interesting question. Could they? Could they not? I don't know.
Yeah,
But so one of the aces called him a dumbass, quote unquote. So Clay, said, "All right, I'll put $1 million up, and I'll bet you, and, if you guys win, you guys get the $1 million. If the high school boys win, the WNBA has to pay the $1 million to the high school boys or whatever." WNBA, of course, doesn't respond, and the player kind of goes silent. And then Patrick Beverly from the 76ers told him he was on drugs. So Clay said, "All right, you put up the $1 million," and he kind of went silent too. So I was like, "Well, let's put up the $1 million, right? No one else is putting $1 million, so let us put up the $1 million." So
yeah. So Bet Online made the offer. Okay, Profits and Ballers is willing to raise the stakes also.
Well, it's not up to me. So
to make it happen, to make it happen.
We'll see.
If everyone's interested, and if that's something that anyway that we can help you guys.
All right.
Because you guys are fantastic out there. Most importantly for the customers, we would love to be helpful in anything that you guys do.
Right. Appreciate that. So it's I don't think it's going anywhere. They haven't responded, but it's kind of that's why you guys are gamblers and gambling website and podcast, and of course I work for a gambling site, and that's the thing about us. Whether you're the bookie or the bettor, we put our money where our mouth is.
Yes.
That's the beauty of this.
Yeah.
And they call him on drugs, and they said he's dumbass. Well, put your money where your mouth is. But unfortunately, like I said, in this 2023, so many people are like, oh my, this is pathetic. And it's like, it's a game, man. With all the crazy stuff going on in this world today, and in our very own country,
I
and
know. And
people
there
are just
were
getting sick. And like I tweeted it, it was like, I've been doing some research into this topic. I mean, it was before my time, but when Bobby Riggs played Billie Jean
Billie
King,
Jean King.
94 million people watched that match worldwide. 36,000 people were live in the Astrodome. I mean, it was an event. There was smack talk. There were, if Riggs did that today, smack talking Billie Jean,
Oh,
I mean, he would be canceled. And
yes.
I don't want to get political and all that stuff, but it's just a shame because if they don't want to play, they don't want to play. But don't smack talking. The way I see it, I mean, this is the way I see it. The haters are going to hate the WNBA players no matter what. The people that are very pro WNBA, they're going to love them out no matter what. Now, there's a huge chunk of people in the middle. Even if the WNBA players went out there and lost, even if they got crushed, but they busted their tails and they shook hands, I think there would be a large segment of society who say, you know what? You tried. No, no, no. That's what sports is about.
That's what
Going out
sports is
there
about.
and busting your tail. Everybody's going to lose. Everybody's going to get blown out here and there. I mean, they're not just sports, but in the game of life. I mean, go out there. Go out there and play. If it's $4 million, and that's another thing. It's like these players, you think back a year and a half ago or when Brittany Griner, and again, I don't want to go into that political stuff, but they're not getting paid enough. They have to go to Russia to play for $1 million, to get paid more and all. Well, guess what? Now you have a chance to win $1 million
You
just
have a
playing a
chance to
2 hour.
win $1 million.
It's for 2 hours playing a bunch of kids, of high school kids. And other people are saying, well, you should make it guaranteed to get paid this. I'm like, well, I'm thinking if that game did happen, big if, there
Mm-hmm.
would be so many people watching it. There would be so many endorsement dollars that these women could make a lot more than the $1 million that they may or may not win. So there would be a lot of money to be made for everybody if that game did happen. So
And I'm telling you, it could even lead to a pay-per-view event.
of course,
With
of course,
the hype you put behind it. Uh,
again, 94 million people worldwide watch Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King, and that
94
was all.
million.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago.
That's
You
when
know
the
what I mean?
population was in the
Yeah,
200
yeah,
millions.
I think that, yeah, exactly. If that happened today, man, there would be that game would get more viewership than an NBA Finals. I mean,
Wow.
it would be everywhere. So who knows? Probably not going to happen, but the offer's out there, and we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, and like we said, you can reach out to Clay, tell him Vegas Snitch is willing to raise, along with Profits and Ballers, willing to raise the stakes. Um, we have no problem doing that. So as we let you go, how's the NFL, or should we say the football season, treating you guys at the books? Um,
Um, yeah, it was a slow. I mean, the number wise, I mean, there's different ways to look at this. And again, work more the marketing side of things. So we're always concerned with active numbers and all that
or
stuff. So no, it's been very good. It's been great actually from an active's point of view and players coming back to the site because there's a competitive industry now. So you have those guys that are extremely loyal to your shop, and again, this speaks for every book. Then you have butterflies almost who kind of always go chasing the new book or the new bonus out there, and sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. But overall, numbers are awesome. As far as win loss, got off to a challenging start. I mean, we were winning, we were just winning, weren't winning as much as like last year. But it's been the tides have turned a bit, and recently it's been a lot better. So that's the ebbs and flows of a season, up down, up down, up down. So no, but
sure.
no complaints. You can always want a little bit more, but no, man. All things considered, always looking at those active numbers. That's the most important number. The math will work out in the end, but you need the active numbers.
And finally, our followers would love to know the breakdown for tonight's Monday Night Football game, Denver at Buffalo.
Okay. Let me bring it up real quick. 1 second here. All right.
How'd you guys do Sunday night football?
It was okay.
Okay.
It was okay. Nah, we lost a little bit actually. It was one of the lot even. The action was pretty even. The big needs were we needed the over and Jets teasers. We had some, but that was from a bunch of big betters. Jets
Sure.
teasers beat us
Sure.
up a little bit, um, so it was decent. Those last games. It's hard to tell just the game specifically because there's so many hookups depending on those last games. As far as tonight is concerned, Bills laying 7.5. Straight wagers, yeah, about 57% of the cash is on the Bills. I mean, that's gonna be a big teaser game right there. And yeah, I'm looking at that right now. Holy hell. About 92% of the teaser cash is on the Bills. Whenever you see that 7.5 points, everybody's teasing that down. Money line, about 84% of the cash. I'm kind of doing calculation top of my head. 85% about is on the Bills. Then more people are betting the under, man. They know those unders are covering, especially on prime time. I think unders are like 24-7 on prime time. So people are betting the unders, man. But and money line parlays too. That's always the big one. Let me click on that. Yeah, geez, what the hell is that? That's 90-some% is on money line parlay. Cash is siding with the Bills. So we'll be Broncos fans.
Well, we're certainly betonline.ag fans and fans of Dave Mason. Cannot thank you enough for your time and your company doing what's right for the bettors out there. We truly appreciate it. Until next time, thank you, Dave.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for having me.
All the best.